My way of planning, I've been coaching a couple of thousand business owners over the last few years, helped them earn millions, sold a couple of my own businesses, bought 5 this year. So I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm aiming for. And I want this for you guys as well, to know what you're aiming for. If you just have a goal of I want $1 million, I mean, that's nice, but you can't really build a plan. You don't know what you need to do. There's so many things you could need to do. Once you have a clear picture of what your business looks like at the point where you've achieved your goals, you can say, all right, here's where I am. Here's where the goal says I will be. What are the main things that I need to do? The few projects or rocks, if you like that system, that I need to do to get there. When you have that list of only a few things you need to do, it seems a lot easier to achieve your goals because it is. You're focusing, you're avoiding shiny objects. It's really hard to be a business owner. We have a lot of self-doubt sometimes, like, should I do this? Should I do that? Oh, I'm in Ryan's program and Ryan says this. Oh, and I also bought 50 other programs because maybe that will also help. And they all say completely different things. What should I do? Well, you should stop with them. Just, stay with us. We're good. So we'll avoid shiny objects and we'll get you to put together a sustainable plan for the next 12 months so that you can actually focus on the few things, you'll get them done around everything else you've got to deal with, you'll be making progress and you'll actually hit your goals within 12 months. So what we're going to do is we're going to go from the top to the bottom through this spreadsheet. The only cells you need to play with are those orange ones, and some of them I've already put numbers in for you. So the first question is right up the top there. By the end of 2025, how much income do you want to make per month? Are we talking $5,000 a month? Personal income that you want to pull out of your business? $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $150,000 a month. So let's say it's $10,000 a month. So the next question is, how much do your clients pay you per month? Or more importantly, at the end of 2025, how much will they pay you per month? That's the next number. Is it $1,000 a month? Is it $2,000 a month? Is it $50,000 a month? Possibly not. Is it $250 a month? Probably not, but pop that number in there. Actually, I'll do 1,500. There we go. We've put in 2 numbers so far and the spreadsheet's already telling us something. You put in $10,000 a month for income. We can work out from that a monthly revenue of $50,000 a month. That's the target to aim for in order to pull $10,000 a month. I'm trying to be a bit conservative and then, you'll get there and it'll be a nice surprise. But let's say $50,000 a month might be what you're aiming for. If you want, you can change things here. Say it's $33,000 a month that you're aiming for. We now know the number of clients that you will have at the end of 2025. If you want to pull out $10,000 a month, that target monthly revenue, and each client is paying $1,500, you now know how many clients you need. So now your goal of having $10,000 a month of income is giving you an actual target that you can aim for. And you can say things like, how many clients do I have now? I've got 5. All right, I need to go from 5 to 22. I can put a plan around that. I'll know that I'm making progress with that. That feels a bit less of a dream, and it's more of okay, I can see that could happen in 12 months. So moving a bit further down the spreadsheet, it's giving you an idea about how many clients might leave you per month in this future scenario. This is an important thing. I don't want it to surprise you when you start getting a lot of clients. Really tiny natural amount of churn can be 6 to 10 clients quitting every month. And that hurts. If you've had a client for 9 years and you're used to your clients sticking around forever, maybe you only lose one every few months, but then as you grow, you're losing a bunch every month despite your best efforts. That's just what they do. They get tempted by some other marketing agency who's going to do a terrible job for a really low price. Clients get suckered away, even if you're doing your job right. So I thought it was an important piece of context to put in here that in this future, prepare yourself that there might be a few clients leaving. So the last piece here is the delivery team cost. This is the budget. At the end of 2025, you're doing $33,000 a month in revenue. You've got 22 clients. You'll lose almost one of them a month. So that means that you need to sign up at least one client a month in order to grow, and you've got $11,000. That's your budget for the delivery team. If you spend this much on all the freelancers who are doing the client work and communicating with the clients, if you spend under that budget, you will have plenty of money left over for marketing in order to grow, plenty of money left for managers to help you run the business, some profit and some pay for yourself. So now you get the idea how we've gone through a bit of a logical process here to build out a picture of what your business looks like when you've achieved your goals. This gives you more information to plan with than just, I want $10,000 a month, doesn't it? I've left this future column here so you can go wild with your dreams. If you want, $100,000 of income a month, you can pop it in there and the formulas will all work and it'll give you a sense of what the future will look like. Every time I've done this for hundreds of thousands of one-on-one clients, they all go, okay, now I can actually see what that would be like. It feels a bit more real. I can do this, or at least It's going to be hard, but I feel like I can do it. Do you still use this process if you just want more clients, but you don't want to become a big agency? This is something that comes up often. I don't want to become a big agency. I don't want to manage a big team. I don't want to have a lot of people relying on me. There's all sorts of fears or things that people don't want around that. And I usually take the opportunity to have a conversation with the person about that. Like, when you have the right people on your team, it's actually more fun than trying to do things on your own. It's like being in this room here with other people live is more fun than just sitting in your room alone. And we can do more. We can help more people. We can have more fun. We can make more money when we do it with a team. I would suggest running through this process anyway, Paul, and just seeing what the future might look like. Because $11,000 a month is only a couple of team members. It's not necessarily a difficult thing. So the next step is we're going to fill out this now column, all the orange cells in here. Where are you currently at now? What's your current monthly income? This is the first one. Let's say person's at 5,000. That's how much they're pulling out of the business. Fill out the monthly revenue, what your current packages are, all the other orange cells. You can ignore the churn ones if you don't know the numbers. The delivery team cost can be an estimate. Some of you might not know the numbers off the top of your head. Maybe the accountants with us might, but fill out where you are now. Let's say in this example, something like this. Once you've filled out all these, this column will start lighting up in lots of pretty colors, and it will tell you what's the gap from where you are now to where you're trying to get to by the end of 2025. Is that making sense? So like the monthly income, they're about 50% of the way to their target because they're at 5,000, we're aiming for 10. The revenue has got a ways to go. It's a big gap, 70% gap. Number of clients, there's a 55% gap there. They're kind of there with this percentage of the revenue they keep. Sorry, the formatting didn't go good. There we go. And the reason why I put the color code things there is one of the benefits of this logical process of doing it is it shows you where you actually need to focus. And sometimes for people, it's not more revenue. Sometimes it's how much the clients are paying per month. Sometimes it's they need more clients or they need less clients paying more money each. And it's really, really easy for us to make emotional decisions about what we need to do in our businesses. And it's handy to have some sort of an objective system to show maybe a different idea about what you have to do. So in this case, the monthly revenue is the big deal. This person should come to the acquisition bootcamp and look at how to get more leads. They're doing all right with how much they're paying their team. Like the budget there is okay. So maybe they don't need to raise their prices or they don't need to get cheaper stuff. They know that they can kind of ignore those projects for a little while and just focus on revenue. This isn't always the case. Sometimes I find people, come to me and they're looking at a bit too much. The best way to calculate churn is just fill out these things. How many average clients you have at any given month, and then how many of them leave. If they leave every 3 months, put 0.33. So the next step in this process is to figure out, all right, that's what we're aiming for. There's a clear picture of what my business looks like. I will be able to tell my team, at the point when you have a marketing team and a sales team, you can say, here's your number of clients we need to get to. In fact, the spreadsheet actually says a little bit further down, how many clients per month you need to sign up in order to get to that target number of clients. And it even works out for you. If you're signing up 1 out of every 2 sales calls that you have, you need to have 2 sales calls a month in order to bridge the gap between 10 clients and 22 by the end of next year. And so with that in mind, it's like, this particular person doesn't necessarily need a huge amount of leads or to spend 40 hours a week on sales calls. And it reduces the pressure a lot. For those of you who like nerding out on the formulas, it's up there. You can go have a look at it. Anyway, the next step is on the right-hand side here, I've got a list of potential projects. So if you pick the worst percentage here, like in this case, the monthly revenue, the 70% monthly revenue, and on the right of that is a list of potential projects you might have to focus on in the next 12 months. So the top 3 projects for this person might be more leads, better conversion. It depends. Are they getting enough leads? No? Well, okay, you need more leads. Are they getting enough leads, but they're crap leads? Okay, the project is to get better leads. Are they getting enough leads, but they're converting 1 out of every 10? A good benchmark is for you, the owner, to be able to convert half of the sales calls if they're not the wrong lead. If you have a salesperson, it's a bit lower. So there's some projects there for each of you. I've already put them in spreadsheets, so it kind of suggests for you what you might want to focus on. I tried to automate my coaching. So you can see that kind of narrows down a bit more specifically what your focus needs to be and what you need to put into your plan for 2025, and perhaps also what you don't need to put into your plan for 2025, which is the more important aspect of this exercise. All right, the next thing that you can do is actually start scribbling down your plan. That's on the next tab. Down the left here, I've got the different months from now all the way to December 2025. So each of these rows is a different month. And each of these columns is a different category of thing you're going to have to do. This is the big stuff. It isn't like, you know, birthdays, unless you're going away for a week for someone's birthday, for example. And before I explain the rest of it, I want you guys to fill out this column. Any vacations or time off, and this column, any events you're going to. You see, I already put the one up the top there for you. We're not sure what dates we're going to do it again, otherwise I'll put it in there for you. Fill out these two. Pop those in. If you're, in June, if you're going away with the family, put something in here like Hawaii trip. If you're going to some other events, like pop them in the different months. Just a quick note there, and I'll explain why later. So now you've got that filled out, you're starting to get a sense of when the busier times of your year are going to be. And so like if, for example, you're super busy in November because you got the Blueprint event and you're going away with the family for Thanksgiving, and then there's like Black Friday promotions and all that kind of stuff, then maybe that's not the month to hire a new employee because you won't have time to train them. Or you won't have time to run the hiring process properly. Instead of like getting lots of people and running lots of interviews so you get the right person, you'll just be like, oh, I'm too busy, they look good enough, I'll hire them. Figure it out. And you'll just waste a whole bunch of money. So what we're going to do is we're going to extend that concept to all the rest of these columns, which you don't have to fill out. I've put a column here for every one of the potential projects on the other tab, and you can delete the columns that aren't relevant to you, or you can ignore them. You just need to pick 1 to 3 that are important for you to focus on, that are going to help you bridge that gap between where you are now and where you want to be. So for example, let's say you work out that you are actually getting more leads or better leads, maybe after you implement the bootcamp stuff from this event, and then you realize, okay, I'm getting 10 great leads a week, 10 great sales calls with great leads, they're ready to buy, they're the perfect avatar, and I'm, for some reason, only signing up 1 out of every 10. Like, okay, something is going wrong in my sales process. They're ready to buy, they're the right people, and I need to fix something. So that is, you might do something like change the booking page. So maybe you're allowing people to book sales calls 3 or 4 weeks in advance, and by the time the sales call comes, they can't even remember who you are or why they booked the sales call. And so you change it so they can only book sales calls within a couple of days at most, if you don't just like pick up the phone and call them straight away. I changed this for a client and extra couple of 100,000 in revenue. Another might be like email follow-up sequence. After they book a call, between then and when the call is, maybe you're going to send them an automated series of emails, so they get an email every day with some case studies and testimonials, some external proof, and some expectations of how to prepare to the call or something. Maybe that's something that you're going to do to help improve your conversions. Maybe you'll redo sales framework. And there's a whole bunch of things that you can do to improve your conversions, but can you see how I'm not putting them all in November? Because we have things to do as business owners. As much as we would like to only have a 4-hour work week, there's a lot of different things that we've got to do. And it's unreasonable to expect that in the remainder of November that we have, you're going to do all of those things and implement the acquisition bootcamp. And in this example, I suggested that someone might be doing some end of year promotions because people are thinking about who their marketing agency needs to be next year. So I'm spreading it all out. Once you fill it out for a couple of these different columns, you can then go and look, oh crap, December's way too busy. I'm not going to get that done. And you can shift it around a bit. This is like your working out paper on your exam. This isn't your final answer. This is just a framework for you to be able to move the big pieces around so that you create a sustainable plan. You've got until the end of December to get 3 of these columns done. I'm sure you can find a way to schedule it around all the different events and time off that you're going to have.
Hey, Ryan here. Hope you liked that video. If you want more, check out these 2 videos right here on the screen.